Hey, Midwest Picker here. Another Midwest Picker true story. These stories are 100% true. I was either there or they happened to me. Kind of paints a picture of what life was like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. These are for entertainment purposes only, and the names of people have been changed except for one name. These are not earth-shattering stories. They're not newsworthy. A lot of them were under that category you had to be there, but I think they're still funny and pretty hilarious because I never do anything normal. Weird things happen to me. I've defied death like 6 times. If you went back and look at my old Midwest Picker stories in the Midwest Picker playlist, you can find all the other previous stories, and they're pretty funny. Some of them are really gross. I've saved the grossest ones for later. So let's get into this story. So, if you ever met a celebrity, let's say like, Taylor Swift, you see her standing over there surrounded by, fans. You could walk up to her, wait your turn, say, hey, Taylor, I'd like an autograph, and hand her a piece of paper and a Sharpie, and she'd sign your autograph. Maybe she does selfies with fans, Fans have been known to do that. Keanu Reeves does that. Many other celebrities do that. It's very normal, and people usually behave normally, but of course, I don't. So I've met several celebrities in my lifetime. About 3 years ago, my daughter was working on a film here in West Michigan, and she called me up and said, hey, Dad, I'm in Muskegon working on a film. Why don't you pop on over? Maybe you could work as an extra in the movie and hang out with me for the day. So I said, sure. So I put on my business casual. I drove to the location where they were filming this movie, and she told me, you gotta wait over here with the other extras, and here's some free food, blah, blah, blah. And I did end up being an extra in the film for about 2 whole seconds. But what I didn't know and what she didn't tell me were the actors that were in the film. And on that day, I got to meet Victoria Jackson from Saturday Night Live, and Don Most, which you probably know him best from the TV show Happy Days from the 1970s. No big deal, super nice people. My daughter walked me right up to them, introduced me to them, said this is my dad, and we shook hands and we posed for selfies, and it was a great day. We had fun. I was there all day long. It was very hard work and just very interesting to see how films are made. So going way back to 1974, I was a little squirt, maybe 8 or 9 years old. My dad took me to an Autorama. So back in the 70s, that was a car show. And they would often have celebrities at the car show to help draw people in. And when I went there as this little kid, Adam West was there. And if you don't know Adam West, he was the original Batman from the late 60s TV show. I think it was called Batman and Robin. I remember having an 8x10 black and white photo of Batman waiting in line, seeing Adam West. Wow, I was shocked. It was really weird. Handed him the photo. He asked me my name and what my favorite color was. I don't know. And he signed his name and I got it. And it was really cool. That's how you normally interact with a celebrity, is you act normal, and you take a selfie or get an autograph, and then you move on. Well, Midwest Picker doesn't do things normal. I tend to be awkward or strange or weird. I try not to be. I try to be a nice guy. But this celebrity encounter that I'm talking to you about today with this Midwest Picker story was extremely weird and awkward. This goes back to 1985, where I met a celebrity in a very embarrassing way that I never ever want to do again. Ever. In 1985, me and my girlfriend decided to take in a movie. So this was a summer day on a Saturday afternoon in downtown Wyoming, Michigan, and we went out to go see a movie. This movie theater happened to be huge. This was the second largest theater in the nation at the time. It was massive. Now, across the street from this movie theater was a music store called Believe in Music. It was a happening place. All the kids hung out there. Very popular with the young crowd. So after our movie was over, my girlfriend and I exited out the back exit behind the movie theater because I had parked in the back of the theater. So instead of going out the front where we came in, we went to the back of the theater and went out the back exit door. Now, this theater was huge. Like I said, the outside of the building was shaped like an octagon, so there was a lot of blind corners. So when we came out the exit door, kind of blinded by the sunlight, we headed left and started going around the building, around these corners that were kind of like blind corners. And I had parked in the back of the building. So, of course, as we're walking, you know, we're walking and we're talking, and I'm not paying any attention to what I'm doing. I'm kind of looking at my girlfriend and kind of walking to the left around these corners. And as we're walking and I'm not looking where I'm going, also 5 guys were coming the other direction doing the same thing, walking around the building. They were really tall, big hair, huge guys, at least 5 of them, and they were coming around the corner too. And they kind of were like dressed like a rock band, nothing I had ever seen before. It all happened so fast. As I'm walking and talking, bam, I crash right into one of the guys. My face planted right against his hairy, sweaty chest. Just bam. That's how tall he was. I'm 5'9", so if he had boots on and he was tall, his hairy, sweaty chest just went wham and just slammed against my face, and we just all crashed into each other, and we all came to a stop. It was gross and it was embarrassing. Ugh. The guy I crashed into was very apologetic. He reached out to catch me and he said, "Oh, sorry little dude, are you okay?" I don't know if he sounded like that. That's like Spicoli or something. But yeah, he was like a rock and roll guy. And he's like, "Hey, sorry, little dude, are you okay?" I told him I was fine and that I was sorry for crashing into him. He apologized again. Him and his posse, they kind of went in one direction. My girlfriend and I continued to walk in this direction towards my car. So as my girlfriend and I are walking, I kind of look over my shoulder and I noticed that the guy I crashed into and his 5 friends, they all started getting into this huge tour bus that they had hidden and parked behind the movie theater. And at that moment, I had no idea who the guy was or who those guys were. I'd never seen them before in my life. After I got home, I ran over to a stack of newspapers that my family had in the living room. Now, back in 1985, everybody had newspapers. And my family, you know, we had a stack 5 or 6 days worth of newspapers kind of in the corner, waiting to be recycled, I guess. So I grabbed them and I started going through them. For each newspaper, for each day, I went to the entertainment section, and sure enough, I found my answer. I found an article about this new rock band that was increasingly more and more popular that were visiting our city. It just so happened on the same day that me and my girlfriend were taken in a movie in the middle of the day on a Saturday, this rock band was across the street at that music store I had mentioned to Believe in Music. They were there to do a meet and greet with their fans, sign autographs, and promote their latest album. Apparently, after their meet and greet was over, they decided to pop across the street to this movie theater that we were at and take in a movie. And their movie apparently ended at the same time our movie ended. The album they were promoting was called 7800 Degrees. And they were there just for fun, probably a tour of the whole country, stopping at all different music stores. We had no idea that they were going to be there, but they were there to, you know, meet the fans, and they seemed like really cool guys. Later, this band would launch an album called Slippery When Wet, and this would launch them, and they'd become hugely successful. The guy I crashed into, the face, the hairy chest, the sweat, the embarrassment, was John Bon Jovi. So that's the story, guys. Not a newsworthy story, but just funny. Of course, when I meet a celebrity, I have to crash into them and hit them right in the chest with my face. That's the way I do things. It's just weird. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't seen the other stories, go to the playlist. I think it's called Stories or Midwest Picker Stories. It'll be linked down below in the description. Check out the other stories. Those are funny too and pretty hilarious. I hope you enjoyed this one. Until next time, see ya.